The most dangerous business podcast in the world. Entrepreneurs and ambitious people, if you want to build a powerful, profitable, impactful business, if you want to study and fall in love with the process, if you want to acquire the skills, habits, and determination you need to level up in business and in life, that's fantastic because I'm working on the same thing. This is the Game of Grow movement. Guess what? We're back. Welcome back to the Game of Grow podcast. It's episode number 26 of the most dangerous business podcast in the world. All right, so it's been an eventful week. They're all eventful. So what happened? Nikela and I went to New York, visited home. On Wednesday, we had the Black Tech Matters panel in Brooklyn. I was a panelist, really enjoyed the event. Thank you guys for having me. On Friday, she went and judged the Spotify podcast competition. They're picking their top 3 podcasts that they want to sponsor, that they want to put money behind and promote. Then on Monday, Nikela went to the Today Show to be their guest to talk about Side Hustle Pro and everything side hustle. All things side hustle. Did an amazing job. We are all super proud of her. We also had some family time, and of course, Color Noir is going on. We're closing in on 20,000 downloads on iOS. By the time you guys listen to this, we should have 16,000 followers on the Instagram page, Color Noir app. And then on the Google Play side, for some reason, we just have more issues on the Google Play side. It's growing beautifully, organically. We don't spend any money on user acquisition on that side. But you guys are a lot harder on us in terms of the reviews. So on the iOS side, we have about 450 reviews to date, around 4.6 to 4.7 star average. On the Google Play side, just short of 40 reviews at this point, 4.0 star average, and it's very tenuous. So if you guys are on Google, on Android, please download Color Noir and leave us a nice review if you like it. Anyway, so at the Black Tech Matters panel, I got a very interesting question, which was, what if you can't code? Can you still be a part of this business? And this business being the app business. Can you create an app? Can you monetize it? Can you be successful? All that kind of thing. And for me, that just kind of blew me away. It kind of just set me back. And the reason, I guess I kind of took for granted that it was obvious that you can, but obviously I need to be putting out the message a lot more and a lot stronger, so I'm going to try to do that today and break it all down in this episode. Cool? So today I want to break it down into 3 parts, being my experience with my business, number 2 being some misconceptions and roadblocks, why people think you can't do it, and finally, number 3, an overview of the process that I use, that my students use, and that you can use for your own apps and for your own business. All right, cool. So my experience. And in terms of my experience, I've talked about this extensively, of course, on the podcast, but also in my book, The 7 Steps to App Success, which you can get at appmagic.co/book. Shameless plug. I've talked about it on the App Moguls Masterclass, which you can see the replay at appmagic.co/replay, or you can sign up for the next one at appmagic.co/liveclass. And of course, I go over it extensively, super in depth with my students, with my colleagues, with my friends in App Moguls, my program in which you can work alongside me to successfully launch your app. And you can find the link to apply at appmagic.co/apply. All right. So my experience has been, I've been in this business since around 2011. And in all that time, I've not written a single line of code for my business. In that time, we've produced well over 100 apps. I've gotten over 12 million downloads. We've made hundreds of thousands of dollars in revenue and profits. Had apps go to the top 10 in the App Store, top 50, top 100 in the App Store. We now have this current app that's doing very well, thousands of downloads, hundreds of reviews. People are sharing it all over Instagram and all over Facebook. and I've not written code for any of those apps. And I have students who are relatively new to the business who follow the similar path, who are being successful with their apps, and they're not writing the code as well. Now, this is not to knock writing code. I think it's a very useful skill. It's a useful way of thinking. In the past life, that was my job. I wrote a lot of code, and I really enjoyed it, but it's just something that I kind of moved away from. So I'm just letting you know that it's not a prerequisite to be successful in this business. I know a lot of people that are successful that do code, as well as people that are successful that don't code. But I will tell you that doesn't mean that you don't need to work. There's still, what I do in my business, I focus on the business side. I focus on the strategy, on the marketing, on the monetization, and I really work hard on that. So there are a lot of people that can code and that can't code, that don't have success in this business because they don't know how to actually market the thing. They don't know how to cater to figure out what people want and how to cater to that and how to adjust. And these are things that you need to focus on and to work on in order to be successful. All right, so why do people think that, what are the misconceptions? What are these obstacles and roadblocks to why people think that you can't succeed if you can't code? So I think that there are probably three main ones. Maybe there are more, but we're going to go over three today, cool? So the first one, people think that you need to learn to code, and they think that it's just going to be a difficult thing. And the truth is, if you want to learn to code and you don't know how to code right now, you can do it. It definitely is going to take you some time. It's not going to happen in 3 weeks, 6 weeks. It's going to take you time to get good, to get world class. But it's not actually something that you need to do. There are other ways to go about it. You can definitely hire. You can also partner with somebody who can do it. So you do need the skill of coding on your team, but you don't necessarily need to be the one to do it. Now, suppose you accept that premise and you say, fine, I'm going to hire or going to partner. The objections that sometimes come up then are that it's going to be too expensive or that developers could steal my idea. In terms of being too expensive, that's absolutely not true. So I recommend that when my students are starting out that they spend $1,000 to $2,000 or less on their first app. I prefer them to spend less, and the max I would recommend is up to $5,000. And in order for you to do that, there's not every single kind of app that you can design. Some are too complex and they're going to cost you too much money. But if you keep the scope of the idea, scope of what you're trying to do relatively simple, you can definitely pull it off. And also, if you rely on techniques like using sites like freelancer.com or upwork.com is probably my favorite. That can definitely bring the cost down, as well as you can do things like buying existing source code. So what that means is people have developed source code for various kinds of programs and apps. You can purchase the source code and it just kind of gives you a head start. It's going to save you a lot of time, save you a lot of cost. Now, in terms of developers stealing your idea, could it happen? Sure, it could. But one thing you need to realize is that the developers that you're going to try to hire, that you'll find on Upwork, Freelancer, TopTal.com, or really anywhere, these are professional developers. They're in the business of doing a service for you. They want to develop code and they want to get paid for it. If they were to go around stealing everybody's code, then word's going to get out. The internet is very connected, and they're not going to have a good business for a long time. So for anybody that's been around for a decent amount of time, they have good reviews on these sites, they have good references, it's probably not going to be a problem. Now, of course, there can be bad apples in any profession, but it's just not the majority of people, and most of the time this is just not going to be your problem. All right, so now that we've talked about that, let me give you the quick overview of my process. And of course, guys, this is all in the book at magic.co/book. This is all in the course at magic.co/apply. It's all in the masterclass. So let's just dive right in. So step one is all up here with your mindset. You have to get your mind right. You have to believe that it's possible. You have to be ready to put in the work and just take it step by step, learn things just in time, and iterate. I call it the App Mogul mindset, but no matter what, you need to work on your mindset. You got to get your mind right or nothing's going to work. After that comes the market research. So in terms of market research, we're concerned about viability of the idea of the project that you want to work on, and we're also concerned with refining it. So the overarching themes I like to use here are, number one, model and improve. So you don't have to come up with the most original, brilliant, amazing thing in order to be successful. Rather, you can look at the market, look at what's out there, look at what's already working, and then kind of adapt it to your needs. And then, aside from model and improve, another concept that I like to bring in, I actually had an episode all about it, is you want to fall in love with the customer. And this just means you really want to know exactly who is the person that you're trying to serve, what are their wants, needs, and desires, and that's going to really help you to deliver the perfect solution for them. Next up is the business model, and we can also tie in monetization. So there's several different business models that you can really use in the business. I'm not going to go through them all now, but definitely lay them out in the book. And there are different monetization strategies as well. You just want to think up front. You don't want to develop your app and then think about how you're going to do these things. You want to think about them up front. You can use advertising, you can use subscriptions, you can use paid apps. Maybe your strategy is to grow your app portfolio and then you want to sell it off after the fact. Maybe you want to use, maybe you want to do influencer deals. There are lots of different things you can do. Next step, you want to think about what is your marketing strategy. Next after that, you're going to need to build your team. As I mentioned, you can hire on Upwork.com, Freelancer.com, TopTal.com. You can go ahead and find a co-founder if you want to do some networking, technical co-founder. Then finally, the final step is that you want to just execute and build your app. So it's a really simple process. I just laid it out: mindset, market research, business model, monetization, marketing, build your team, and then build the app. But then really, after you build the app, when you finally get it onto the store, that's when the fun really begins. So at that point, a lot of people think you build your app, you get it on the store, you set it, forget it, you're good. That's not the game. So after that, you want to observe what happens with your app. You want to get feedback from the market. You want to take in that feedback, and then you want to iterate. And that's going to be kind of a loop that you continue to follow and follow and follow, pretty much in perpetuity. That's how you do business. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, if you want to take it further, the next step is probably going to be either the book at magic.co/book. You can check out the App Moguls Masterclass at magic.co/replay. Or if you're ready, take that step, jump in at magic.co/apply, and you can apply for the App Moguls Accelerator program. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys back here real soon on the Game of Grow podcast. Doesn't matter where you start. Are you willing to take that challenge and grow? And guys, make sure you subscribe, rate, review, 8 stars, 10 stars only. Tell a friend, tell that friend to tell a friend. And I'll see you guys back here real soon. DJ, drop that beat and take us out. Thank you for tuning in to the Game of Grow movement. If you'd like to hear more, head to gameofgrow.com to sign up for my weekly updates about my own journey as I create the powerful, profitable, and impactful business of my dreams. And I want to hear about your journey as well. And if you want to connect on social media, I'm at Game of Grow on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. On LinkedIn, just search for my name. Don't forget to join us in the Game of Grow community, which you can search for on Facebook. And if you love the show, the biggest way you can help is to subscribe, rate, and review, and then find a like-minded friend you can help to do the same. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.